As we said, great to have Jalen Stinson with us this week as we look ahead to the game against Pittsburgh. Hard to believe the regular season is already starting to wind down, and obviously one of the reasons we want to talk to you was that legendary kickoff return you had last year against the Panthers here at home. We'll get to that in just a second, but I want to start with defense because it feels like that has been not just your calling card, but for this team, a dramatic turnaround defensively from where you guys were a year ago to where you are this year. What does it feel like being a part of a program as that's changing? Mike Elko comes in his first year and certainly feels like changes the culture, changes the attitude, but it's one thing for us on the outside to sit and talk about it. What's it like for you to kind of live it and be a part of changing that here at Duke?
It's a great feeling. One thing we put a big emphasis on is the turnover margin. If you beat a team in the turnover margin, you have a better chance to win the game. So we just work on trying to create turnovers. We practice, punching at the ball, just all that. So
You mentioned the turnovers. That's been a hallmark of the team. You guys have had some games where you've exploded and taken away a bunch, maybe nothing more so than the game against Miami where you guys had 8. And you mentioned the different things that you guys are practicing, taking it away. Is it as simple as those little drills, or is it something schematic that you guys are doing? I don't want you to give away secrets or game plans or anything like that, but it feels like you guys are all over the place, particularly in the secondary, recently taking the football away.
yeah, I guess like in the middle of the game, you're not really thinking about those drills. It's really like quick reactions. But once you see the ball exposed and whatnot, like we worked it so many times, so it's become second nature. So we just know to attack the ball and like try to just get it out.
What is that feeling, that rush, when you see the ball come out of the quarterback's hand and you know you've got a chance on an interception to pick one off and you know that you've read the route right? And for me, I'd be like nervous I'm going to drop the football, but what's it like for you out there when you know you got one?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little nervous. Like when you're seeing it, the only thing you think is please don't drop it, because you don't get too many chances of it. So when I see it, I try to lock in and like do everything right. So it feels great though.
You guys are playing for a head coach that obviously is incredibly well known as a defensive coordinator at a lot of different places, most recently at Texas A&M. But, when he was in college back at Penn, he played safety. So
Right.
he kind of knows your guys' position. What's it like I know Coach Hempill kind of oversees your group directly, but with Coach Elko, to have a head coach who kind of knows what you're going through, what kind of conversations have you had? What's that like to work with him?
Oh, it's awesome. Just his IQ with the secondary. It's crazy, when he first got here, he's taught me so much and just opened my eyes to how much more it is to learn, and just him being my head coach, it helps a lot. Me and my guys, we get to talk to him a lot, and, just pick up and like learn from him. So.
You mentioned your guys. Let's start in the safety room. Brandon Johnson's had a big year.
Oh, yeah.
Joyner's had a huge year coming in. There are others. We can talk about DaQuan Johnson on down the line. If you mix in the corners, Speedy Young coming in. Chandler Rivers has had a big year. Pickett as well. But the secondary, I think it's fair to say at the start of the year, because having lost 4 of the 5 starters, you were kind of one of the lone guys coming back. There were some question marks back there, but it feels like it gelled so quickly.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about that group?
I feel like we just got down together. We learned the playbook together. There was a lot of question, but I feel like we did a great job of, just coming together as one and, figuring out a way. So it's been great.
One of the things I think has been a part of figuring out a way, Rob Smith kind of talks about all the different principles you guys have, and he tries to boil it down to, take the football away. But one of the principles seems to be rallying to the football. And I think
Yeah.
you noticed that this year, that there's not just one guy in space trying to make a tackle. There's 3 or 4 guys there. How does that come together? How does that happen? Because the tackling is dramatically better this year.
Yeah, so we just, we always need 11 guys running to the ball, because you never can just count on one person to make the tackle or whatnot. So as long as we have 11 people running to the ball or whatnot, I feel like we're good. And I say that's just our mentality or whatnot. So that helps us a lot.
You mentioned your mentality. I'm curious because I have my takes watching you guys play. What would you say is the mentality, the personality of this defense as a whole? Like, what would you say is like your defining characteristic if you had to put a slogan or a label on it?
I'd probably say hungry, because everything we went through last year, like, didn't feel good at all. Miami beating us bad last year and just being able to get that taste out of our mouth. So just being hungry and, like, just trying to get our respect back, it feels great.
You mentioned getting that respect back, and it feels like the way you guys play, you're not looking for anyone to give that to. You're going out there and taking it and dictating the terms of the game. How do you do that on defense when obviously you don't know exactly which plays are called? You might have an idea based on formations and things like that, but how are you guys able to dictate the terms of the game?
We just got to go out there, play fast, physical, smart. You just can't go out of control and whatnot. So we watch a lot of film, so studying and whatnot, and just being able to react when we're on the field.
We obviously know you're one of the best kick returners in the ACC. We saw you take two back a year ago, including against Pittsburgh, 86-yarder. That was your first one. Do you vividly remember that one? What do you remember about that one?
Oh yeah, I remember. So the most vivid picture I remember was just hitting the sideline and seeing it on the big screen, and just seeing who all was behind me, and I'm just thinking I can't get caught. I'm one of the fastest guys on the team. They can't see me get caught, so it felt great. One of my best memories here. So
it feels like all plays, but special teams in particular, I would imagine it happens so fast.
All
So,
right.
what are the keys for you when you're on a return, trying to follow your blockers, trying to know where that seam is, to be able to have that moment where you break out at midfield and then it's just a speed game? How quickly is it happening and how quickly you process and everything?
It's fast. You just got to trust your guys and hit it. I mean, like when you're looking at it on film, you could say, "Oh, he should have took this route," or it was a hole there. But during the game, you're not really seeing that, so you just have to take what they give you, and you just trust that your guy's going to make the block for you. So
I talked to Samir earlier this year. Punt return's a little different, but once
yeah.
you start the return game, he said basically he was just looking for his team's colors.
Right.
Does that relate to what you
Oh
see
yeah.
at all?
You see, so look, you're gonna see 11 guys running at you full speed. So it kind of looks crazy. It's a little scary, but you just have to, drill. And once you see a hole, you gotta hit it. You gotta take off, and that's how I take it.
When you think about specialist or even on the defensive side of things, you're becoming one of the older guys now. You're a
am.
junior. I
It's
know that
crazy.
feels weird to be old, right? But don't worry, you're not in my neighborhood yet. You're totally fine. You're still pretty young. But I'm curious of the young guys, who's caught your eye? Like who's the next you? Who's the next generation of this coming along?
I say Chandler Rivers, and Brandon Johnson. Some of the things they do on film, it amazes me. I'm like, wow, like those two guys, they really stand out to me. So.
Have you started to see yourself as, mentor might not be the right word, but as a leader on the defense and helping these young guys? And what's that transition been like for you?
Oh, it's been great. I try my best, just be a leader to those guys, talk to them, and like tell them some of the things I went through, as far as when I was in their same shoes and whatnot. So yeah, I try.
You guys are going on the road. You're going to take on Pittsburgh this weekend. Obviously, an NFL venue. You were a couple weeks ago. Went pretty well down in South Beach. Do you like that? Do you like being an NFL venue? Does it
Yeah.
feel different than being in a
It's
college
a great
stadium?
feeling. It's a great feeling. Just being able to play in the NFL stadium. It felt amazing. Yeah.
Who were some of the NFL guys or teams that you kind of followed growing up? I know Opelika, you might go Falcons, but I didn't know that. I mean, it's the closest team. But is there another team or guys you followed growing up?
Yeah, when I was young, the Falcons, but I kind of like fell off with that. So I don't really have a favorite NFL team right now. I just watch it. I love watching it. So yeah.
What is, you said you love it. I'm just curious. What is your favorite part of an NFL venue?
As far as the venue, probably like inside the stadium, just seeing all the restaurants and how like detailed the stadium is. It was pretty cool, just like being able to walk through and come out the tunnel and whatnot, and just know that NFL guys are coming out the same tunnel, that we're coming out of. So it felt great.
I don't know where you'll go with this. Obviously, you grew up in Alabama. Pretty good chance it's going to be chilly this weekend in
All right.
Pittsburgh. Do you like cold weather games? How do you feel about cold weather once you get through this part of the season?
I mean, nobody likes cold weather games, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I feel like we're gonna be just fine. I mean, I played in cold weather games, so I don't feel like it'll be nothing crazy. So I feel like I'll be fine.
Should be an interesting challenge against Pittsburgh. All right, we're going to play the password game. We played it with everybody. We'll play that here in just a second. But first, I want to do some rapid fire, get to know you a little bit better. Everyone's kind of curious to get into people's backgrounds, and we've referenced your hometown a little bit. For folks that are coming to visit Opelika, like where's the go-to spot? I put on here like a place to go eat, but if it doesn't have to be food, like somewhere you would tell people you got to visit if you come to Opelika.
If you come to Opelika, I would say you have to go to Wingstown. They have some great wings. I can't really find wings like that down here, so that'll probably be a spot I'll tell them they have to go to. I tell my teammates all the time, like, I can't find wings down here like back at home, so probably Wingstown.
We had Grandma on last week. He was telling me about hot chicken up in Nashville. Like, so what would make obviously wings are a little different, but what makes the wings? Is it like, are they smoked or like how are they cooked?
They're just like smaller wings. My favorite flavor is like mild and lemon pepper. And when I tell people that up here, they really don't know what I'm talking about. So that's kind of crazy to me. And I just fell in love when I love chicken wings.
Mild lemon pepper, that's the flavor
Yeah,
to go to?
mild and lemon pepper.
Is it like a, now I'm curious, is it like a dry rub or is it like a sauce thing?
So it's like mild sauce and then lemon pepper on top.
Oh,
So
I see what you're saying. I got you. I was thinking like it's a mild lemon flavor. No, it's like mild, like hot sauce,
yes.
and then lemon pepper. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
when I tell people down here, they think I want half mild and half lemon pepper. I'm like, no, I want them together. So, yeah.
No, I like that. All right. Number changed for you this year. Everyone's kind of seen it. What's the background? Why'd you switch to number 2?
My head coach gave it to me back in high school, my freshman year. I got a new position, which was safety, and I felt like it was just meant to be. Like I wanted that number back. I wanted it when I first came here, but I wasn't able to get it. So when I got a chance, I said I wanted it.
Nice. Little throwback. What's your most prized possession? I know you're into shoes, so I don't know if it's a pair of shoes, but like, what's your most prized possession?
Yeah, I probably would have to say my shoes. I don't know if I can say a specific shoe that I say is my most prized. I mean, I probably go with my Travis Scott ones. I like those a lot. I wear those a pretty good amount, so I probably go with those.
That's it, because a lot of people I know that are into shoes, like they don't wear them. So,
Yeah.
So you wear these, okay?
Yeah, I wear those.
How many? Do you know the number? How many pairs of shoes you got?
See, back in high school, I had a lot more. Like, it was crazy. My mama told me I need to chill out, but I done sold some of those, so now I only have about 18. That's yeah.
Only 18.
No, it was crazy back in high school. Like, I'm talking about a crazy amount of shit.
Like, what was the high point? We're in the 30s or 40s?
It was even more than that because back in high school, I used to sell shoes. So, like,
Okay.
I turned the whole upstairs into, like, stacks of shoes. Like, it's crazy, actually.
NIL, you want to start a little side business?
Yeah, I might need to.
No, might need to. We're sitting here in the football stadium overlooking Wallace Wade. What is your favorite part of this part of campus, but maybe campus as a whole? Like, what's your favorite spot on campus?
Probably the Woo. Just all the food selections, and I like to eat, so yeah, I'll probably go to the Woo.
When you say the Western Union is
Yeah,
what you
Western
guys are where all the
Union. Yeah, we
different
call it the
places.
Woo.
Yeah, you got a go-to spot in there?
Probably Craft House. Yeah,
Craft House. Nice. Going on the road, playing Pittsburgh. What's your favorite part of a road trip with the team?
The dinner. Yeah, just sitting with the DBs. Like we don't get too many opportunities during the week. We just get to talk. Bond with each other. That's probably my favorite.
Are you superstitious? Do you eat like the same thing every time or no?
Yeah, you see, they actually won't even change what we eat up. So what we eat the same thing every week. So I guess.
What about you? What about your plate? Do you switch it up or
every now and then?
Every now.
But most of the time, I'm going with the same thing.
That's fair. I always like to ask the guys, because we know your football side, we know your academic side. Give me like a hidden talent, something people don't know about you. Like juggling, you sing. I mean, we've got a couple different things thrown out there. Coleman told us he's like starting his own businesses. So,
I mean, in high school, I was a thrower, state champion. I threw
javelin, right?
Yeah, javelin. I threw, I jumped, I ran. I did just about everything. So,
all right, a little track and field option there. What's on the pregame playlist?
As of right now, for sure, Lil Baby. I might listen to a little Young Boy, and probably Young Thug. So.
We're on the verge. It'll be a week or so. Thanksgiving coming up a week from Thursday. What's your favorite part of Thanksgiving, the holiday season? What do you get into?
Just being with my family, spending time with my family. But, just being in college, you don't really get that opportunity. So, probably just spending time with my teammates, coaches and whatnot. It's probably my favorite time.
You guys have had a good year. You mentioned your teammates. A lot of celebrations out there. So, curious, who's got the best dance moves on the team? We've seen clips like from the locker room where you guys have Feely kind of floating above you. Coach is always saying crank up the music. So, like, who's got the best dance moves on the team?
I mean, I guess I got to go with Eli, but I feel like everybody got their little dance moves. I feel like we all got a little shine. So.
Pankle though.
Yeah, Eli. We always gotta give it to Eli. So.
Is it the hair? Because the different colors that he
I
can.
think
Does that
it
help
is.
like
I
the
think-
moves?
Yeah, all the jumping around, the hair flying. Yeah, I think you gotta go with him.
Nice. All right, we're going to play a little game before we let you go. Everyone's done it. We have two guys be perfect, get 10 out of 10. So we actually pick a number 1 through 4. We'll get the category for those joining us new. It's either going to be food, Duke football, college football mascots, or famous athletes. So pick a number, blind draw 1 through 4. We'll get the category, see how many you can get out of 10.
All right, 3.
3? All right. This has been a harder one. So food has been kind of hit or miss. So everything is related to food. I'm going to give you the clues. We got about 2 minutes. See if we can do better than some have done. Like the guys that have gotten 10 out of 10 have been Duke football. Probably kind of easy pickings, but we'll see. I'll put up the clock at 2 minutes, and away we go. Mustard.
And you said it has to be food.
Yeah, it's all food.
Hot dog.
Okay, we'll come back to it. Pork.
Bacon.
Yeah, great. Red. That's a terrible clue, but I'm trying.
Apple.
No, we'll come back to it. Let me think. Chocolate. That's a terrible clue.
Reese's.
Oh, we'll come back. This is terrible. Mashed.
Potatoes.
Yep. There you go. Salad.
Chicken.
No, we'll come back. All right. You just said this. Fried.
Chicken.
There you go. Blueberry.
Strawberry.
No, we'll come back. Oh Lord. This is terrible. Melted.
Ice cream.
No, we'll come back. All right. Oh Lord. Turkey.
Sandwich.
Yeah, there you go. All right, I said mustard before. We come back around opposite. So, like, what do you think?
Ketchup.
Yeah, there you go. Before I said red, seafood.
Crab.
Close.
Lobster.
There you go. Before I said chocolate, layered.
Cake.
Yep. Before I said salad, leafy.
Lettuce.
Yep. Before I said blueberry, oh Lord, about 20 seconds. Blueberry, pastry.
Donut.
Oh, we're so close. Anyway, melted, the popcorn.
Butter.
Yeah. All right. Blueberry pastry, domed. I'm breaking the rules. Banana nut.
Banana nut.
What? No. What is like type of? Oh, we're so
Pie.
close. No. I don't know if pastry's the right pastry. It's like domed. Something top. I think I screwed you up. All right, time's up. Muffin? Like a blueberry muffin? What would you have said? Like, that's a terrible clue. But like,
I don't know.
I was like trying to go blueberry muffin, and then I
Yeah.
was like,
You said
like
pastry. It threw me off a little bit.
yeah,
was
because
like,
I don't know if a muffin's a pastry. Like,
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, but not bad. 9 out of 10 for food.
Not
But
so bad.
no. So, and the guys who had Duke football had a pretty severe advantage. But
Yeah.
anyway, appreciate you coming on. Looking
No
forward to
problem.
seeing you this weekend in Pittsburgh.
Thank you.